currently on Wednesday now of the Champions League. Manchester United go to Basel away from home at St Jacob Park, I think it's called, or something like that. Manchester United go to Basel. Qualification now for the knockouts is probably almost done now for Manchester United. We don't even need to win the game on Wednesday again. Basel, all we need is a point to get qualifications for the knockouts in February. And so far in the Champions League, we've got 4 wins out of 4, only conceded 1 goal in the current process. So a fantastic start, to the Champions League. We've won it. We've won at Moscow, 4-1. We've beat Benfica twice. And we beat Basel in the last match, by 3-0. So we won very, very comfortably. And, that's when Paul Pogba had suffered his current injury, and it's seen him out for over a month, as we all know. But the Newcastle game at the weekend, it was a very, very good result. We did end up winning the game by 4-1. We saw Rojo coming back from long-term injury. He'd been playing for the reserve team. We saw Zlatan Ibrahimovic, also named on the bench, but he did come on late in the game, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but Rojo did not feature, but he was on the bench. And also Paul Pogba played as well, so that was very, very good to see. So now we've got injuries, we've got players that have recovered from injury, which is very, very good news. And at the weekend, Paul Pogba got an assist and got his name on the score sheet, and you can tell, with that midfield, without Paul Pogba, it's very, very different indeed. He's very... he creates that, a bit of extra in the midfield. He's creative, he's tenacious, and he just adds that little bit extra. He plays them key passes through, and just very, very good. It was absolutely fantastic on Saturday was Paul Pogba. He's just he's just an absolutely massive, massive influence, in that midfield is Paul Pogba, as we all know. So basically, at the weekend, Manchester United won by 4-1 against Newcastle, as we all know. But after a bit of a shaky start, basically, because Newcastle started well, they looked very dangerous on the counter-attack. They were a real attacking threat with Newcastle United, as we all know. They played very, very well. I'd say in the opening, at least 20-25 minutes, Newcastle were dominating the game. They were on top. We looked very, very unnecessary with the back, and we was overrun, especially in the midfield. Newcastle overran us in the midfield, and they had quite a few decent opportunities, through Murphy had a couple of chances. He had one that just went wide of David De Gea's post. John Joe Shelby, had quite a few chances for Newcastle as well. And their goal, it was a good goal. It was Gale. It was a cross from Yedlin. Gale gets onto it, and it shouldn't have really been allowed that much space in the box. I think it was a slip from Lindelof, and it ended up into a goal from Gale, and that put Newcastle 1-0 ahead. And then Newcastle was still pressing after that, and we looked very, very poor. We were giving the ball away early on as well. We couldn't thread enough. We couldn't thread passes through. We were struggling. We looked very, very static at the beginning of the game, and then all of a sudden we did come back into the game. As soon as we got the equaliser, I think the momentum come back into the team. It was Antonio Martial got the equaliser. Paul Pogba got the assist, which was good to see. And I thought Martial had a good game. I thought Pogba had a fantastic game. Pogba, for me, man of the match. It was also, we also got a goal through Chris Smalling, which was very, very good to see as well. For Chris Smalling, Ashley Young got an assist, and Ashley Young, without doubt, been our best left back since he's been playing there. Got the third goal, was Paul Pogba as well. Very, very good assist from him. It was a cross from Lukaku. I thought it was Matt that crossed it. I got it wrong. It was a cross from Lukaku. Rashford headed it, and Pogba put it into the back, and then that made it 3-1. That killed the game then, and then we were creating chances then, and Lukaku could have had more than one goal. And then the fourth goal then was from Lukaku. It was Matt who got the assist, fell to Lukaku, and Lukaku whacked it straight in to make it 4-1. Lukaku would have had more than one goal. He had 2 decent opportunities. He had 2 opportunities there, that went over the bar as well in the game. But overall, the majority of the game, it was a very, very good performance after a shaky start. But Lukaku has ended that goal drought because he went 7 games without a goal, but he scored at the weekend. It did Romelu Lukaku as well. So fantastic performance. At least it keeps the pressure on Manchester City, as we all know, because now as it stands, it's 8 points. Now we've got Basel coming up. It's not going to be as easy as we think. And then we've got likes of, I think City's coming up soon, Arsenal's coming up soon as well. We'll check the fixture list in a bit as well. So just to update you, give you a bit of team news. We know that Fellaini's fully fit. He recovered because he come on as a late sub, in the Chelsea defeat, as we all know, just before the international break. We know that now Rojo's recovered from long-term injury. We know now that Zlatan Ibrahimovic has recovered from long-term injury as well, which is very, very good to see as well in the process. So basically, my prediction for this game, we're going to go and start 11 predictions soon. We know that we beat Basel in the last game by 3-0 as well. And we know, was it about 5 years ago, that we was actually knocked out of the group stage by Basel as well. I think Basel, I've got a few, I think they've got Rob what's his name? Rob Winskill. I think he's their top scorer this season. I think he's got 7 goals for Basel. Also to Xhaka Tauntlet, I think he's called Tauntlet Xhaka. He's suspended for Basel for the game as well. I think Benfica have also got, not Benfica, sorry, Basel have also got their goalkeeper injured as well with a soldier injury. I think he's out till late November, so I don't think he's going to be featuring in the game. But yeah, as the table stands in the Champions League, you know, we've got 12 points out of 12, 4 wins out of 4. Basel are sitting second though, you know, on 6 points. Basel, you know, they're joint. CSK Moscow are actually joint points with Basel in third place, and Benfica are sitting bottom of the group with no points because they've lost every game in the Champions League so far this season in the Champions League, especially. So. We'll go back, we'll just look at Basel, see how they've been doing recently. It's going to be either Manchester United, Basel, or Manchester United, Moscow are going to qualify. For me, I think Basel might just do it, in my opinion. Wait there a minute. So it does say here, fixtures, 1 drawn, wait there. So the 1-5-1 Basel, drawn. So then, you know, they beat, yeah, they did, I think, yes, they did beat CSK Moscow, didn't they? I think, or did they lose CSK Moscow? Let's have a look at that one. No, Basel lost that game to CSK Moscow, sorry. So Basel lost to CSK Moscow, so, sorry for the sneeze. So basically in the last matches, you know, they've won, drawn, lost, drawn, and won. So that's Basel's form, going into this game as well. So yeah, so it's going to be an interesting game. I think Manchester United, you know, should win the game. It's not a, you know, much needed game to win. Basically, we only basically need a point, you know, to qualify. And we've got such a better goal difference as well than the teams in the Champions League as well. I think, you know, we scored 4 at Moscow, that's 4. 3 against Basel at home, that's 7. Is it? No, it was 4 against Moscow, 4-1. 3 against Basel at home, that's 7. 1 at Benfica away, that's 8, and 2 at Benfica at home, that's 10. So I think we scored 10 goals in the Champions League this season and only conceded 1. So that's a fantastic, you know, goal difference as well. So we basically only need a point to qualify, as I said. So basically, and also to update you on, we know that Jones didn't feature on the in the game at the weekend due to that during the international break. Manchester United's Phil Jones had he'd suffered an injury, you know, during the international break. It was the England journey game. He'd come off, he limped off. Did Phil Jones? He's sidelined. I think he's in doubt for this game. He's in doubt for this game on Wednesday night. It did say it in the press, and also I think Mike Carrick is still sidelined as well. But we know that Rojo's now fit. We know that Ibrahimovic is now back, thank God, and we know that Paul Pogba is back now, which is very good to see. So with Basel, you've got the last 5. The 1-5-1 comfortably in the last game at the weekend. The 1-5-1, I think it was at it was at the weekend Saturday. They drew before that. They lost to CSK Moscow Champions League, drew 0-0 and won 2-1. So they're not in the best of form coming into this game, but they're not in the they're not in potential bad form really. So they've won one at the they won the last game, drew, lost, drew and won. So not in the best of form. Basel got Wolfswinkel, who's the top scorer as well, but they did knock us out 5 years ago. So this is what I'm saying in the current process. Just going to have a look at the Manchester United fixture list now to see what he's going to see our fixtures that are coming up. So we got Basel. Wait there. Let's just go the full thing. So in the Champions League, Manchester United have I think we've got only got Basel now to play away. We've got Moscow to play at home. Yeah, and that's it. That's definitely it. And yeah, so we've got Basel away. And then we've got to Brighton at home at the weekend. That should be an easy 3 points. New promoted team, Brighton. And then after that, we go to Watford. Basel's Wednesday, isn't it? I think. Yes, I think it is Wednesday. So that is, yes, it's Wednesday. So that's Wednesday. And then you got Brighton on the Saturday. And then you've got the Watford game on the Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. So I really should say Manchester United should win all of them as well. Let's have a look. And then you've got, yeah, so you got Basel. This is a full fixture list. You've got Basel away Wednesday. You got Brighton at home Saturday. You got Watford away 28th of November. And then you've got when's the Arsenal game? 29th. I think Arsenal's a Sunday, 2nd of December at the Emirates away from home. That's going to be a pretty tough game because at Arsenal in the last couple of seasons we've been poor. You know, we lost 2-0 there last season. We lost there 2-0 there last season. I think, you know, that was the first time that actually Arsene Wenger had beaten Jose Mourinho in quite a while, because Jose Mourinho, you know, apart from that defeat last season, has got such a fantastic record against Wenger, you know, especially during his days with Chelsea. And then you've got Arsenal away, we've got Moscow then at home. Just running through some of the fixtures. Moscow then at home, then we've got Manchester City. That's going to be a very, very difficult game. So on the trot in the Premier League during the December period, in the 2nd of December you got Arsenal. Discard the Champions League with Moscow. You got Arsenal 1 week, and then you got City the other week. So that's going to be tough. Then we got Bournemouth, West Brom, Bristol City in the Carabao Cup. So we're in the last 8 of the Carabao Cup. I think, yeah, we're in the quarterfinals of that. That should be easy. Leicester then, and then Burnley at home then on Boxing Day. So really, you know, Man United, I think I'm going to do a prediction now. So for me, from the Benfica, from the Basel, I say United win. Brighton, United win at home. Watford away, United win. Arsenal away. Well, as record against the big teams wasn't good last season, especially. But I go for a draw in the Arsenal game. Moscow home, United. Man City home. To be fair, I don't like saying this, but you're considering the form City are in. We're still doing well, but we have lost 2 games this season. We haven't performed basically since the Liverpool game, but we stepped it up against Newcastle at the weekend. But when you play Manchester City, you know, a team that the only team in the league that haven't lost yet, and you know they're scoring goals for fun as well. So you could favour City in that game, even though we're at home. I do think City will win, but I hope I'm wrong, because obviously I hate City and I support Manchester United. But there's still, you know, there's rest of November yet, so it's depending on the form of both teams, you know, during this November period. On, you know, then you can basically predict who you think is favourite to win the Man United Manchester City game. So you got to see in the November period how both teams go. But you know, at this moment in time, me talking personally, I favour City. You know, the way they're playing. So, but I don't like to say that. But yeah, City, Bournemouth home, United, West Brom away, us, Bristol City away, yeah, us, Leicester away, us, and Burnley home. Us. So the majority of them games, you know, up until, you know, Boxing Day, as I've got up here, I'd say United should win the majority of them. Apart from the Arsenal game is going to be difficult away. The City game at home is especially going to be difficult. But I think the rest of the games, I think United should win. That's my personal opinion. So, yeah, but anyway, I think we'll concentrate on the Basel game away on Wednesday. All we need is a point to secure qualification for the knockouts. And, you know, we still got Moscow to play at home after that as well. But, yeah, let's... How are Basel doing? What are their position in their league? Let's have a look. Yeah, Basel's sitting in 2nd place in their league. In the Swiss Super League, they're sitting 2nd. They're sitting 7 points behind Young Boys in their league. Basel, you know, lost 3 this season already of Basel. So yeah, I think United are going to win this game quite easily. So We'll get all the starting 11 prediction right now. For my prediction, I'm going to go with 4-2-3-1. David De Gea in goal. David De Gea in goal. David De Gea in goal. Valencia. I think he's, I think he's going to start Lindelof in this game. Lindelof hasn't played much in the Premier League this season, even though he played at the weekend against Newcastle. And he played in the Huddersfield game as well when Jones had limped off in that. So I'm going to David De Gea, Valencia, Lindelof, Chris Smalling. Yeah, as I said, Chris Smalling, Lindelof. The left back could be Ashley Young again, because Ashley Young, I thought was good on Saturday again. Got an assist. Could be Ashley Young, could be Blind, because we've had different players playing on the left back position, but he could still give Luke Shaw the chance, could Mourinho, in this game, because there's nothing much to really play for, because we only need a point in the game. We've still got Moscow to come up anywhere, so qualification's all but done. So this is the opportunity where Mourinho could play Luke Shaw, but I don't think he'll play Luke Shaw, because obviously Luke Shaw feels his career could be over, and he could well leave Manchester United in January. So for me, he could even play Daley Blind, he could even play Matty or Darmian. For me, I'm going to go with Daley Blind at this left back. I don't think he's going to put Young there. He could do, but I think he's going to go with Daley Blind. And in the midfield, it's a 4-2-3-1, so obviously Pogba and Matic in the midfield. As I said, we know with Pogba's absence, he's been putting Herrera a bit more in the mix, as we all know, due to Fellaini's injury and Pogba's injury. But now, obviously, I don't think Herrera's going to get much game time, obviously, now with Pogba and Fellaini recovering from injury. Now, Pogba's returned from injury, he's going to be definitely featuring in this game. So it's going to be definitely Pogba and Matic, in my opinion, in the midfield too. If he went with a midfield three, he could put, Pogba, Matic and Herrera there, or he could put Pogba, Matic and Fellaini there. But I think he's just going to go with a midfield two with Jose Mourinho. So I'm going to go Pogba, Matic, as he did. Jose Mourinho did this early on in the season. So Pogba, Matic. And then, on the left-hand side, I think it's going to be Martial and Rashford, as I said. He went with Martial, I think, at the weekend. So I'm going to put... Well, no, actually, he put Martial and Rashford Martial and Rashford on the same pitch. So they were both playing... on the pitch where Martial and Rashford, but that hasn't happened too much this season, because they've been trending fantastic well together. They've been playing on the left hand side. Martial's playing on the left, Rashford's come on as a sub. Rashford's playing on the left, Martial's come on as a sub. So it hasn't happened much this season where Martial and Rashford have both played together on the pitch. So but yeah, I think he's going to go with Rashford on the left hand side, as I said. In the middle, we know Mkhitaryan, hasn't been in the greatest form of lately, but he could actually put Mkhitaryan there. Because early on in the season, Mkhitaryan was sublime, he was providing a lot of assists as well. So for me, in the middle, could be Mata as well, because he can also play as a number 10 as well, can Mata. So for me, Mkhitaryan in the middle, Mata on the right-hand side, and Romelu Lukaku up front. So that's my starting 11 prediction for this game. But obviously we know Ibra's back now, so... Jose Mourinho could rotate a little bit, and I think he can play Ibrahimovic and Lukaku together. They look a fantastic partnership. I think they'll complement each other fantastically well. But yeah, my prediction is De Gea. This is my guess: De Gea, Valencia, Lindelof, Smalling, Blind, Pogba, Matic, Rashford, Mkhitaryan, Mata, and Romelu Lukaku. So that is my starting 11 prediction for this game. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe, as always, guys, and take it easy. And I'll see you all later. Take care. Bye.